Hello and welcome to my workshop. And I would love to hear from you guys. If you can hear me right, see me right, if everything is okay, how you guys been doing? We're like 21 people here. That's pretty sick. Can you see stuff in the comments? Can you hear me? Everything is okay? Everything is tight. Can you see me? Yes, you can see me. It's 5 a.m. here in Israel. We're gonna go for a good 2 hours, I guess. I mean, it's supposed to be 1 hour and 30 minutes, but I love giving the extra love to the DeFire fam. All right, loud and clear. Good. So, I would love to start with telling you guys, some of you know me, some of you might not know me, but my name is Tal. I'm 20 years old. I'm from Israel, and I love music. I really, really love music. And today I going to I think it's gonna be more than just a live stream and a workshop. I really wanna tell you guys a bit about my perspective of life and music. I've been doing this professionally for like 7 years, and there is a lot to say. A lot of my experience over the last bunch of years from life, from everything, this industry, me being young and being in this industry. And I've done many workshops, but mainly in my country. I even was a teacher for a while, but this is the first time I'm doing a proper American, like English masterclass. And by the way, whoever is joining right now, there is a sample pack I made just for you that's built from the 2 tracks I'm going to show today. Every single time in Whirlpool, and you can go and grab it. It's free. It's exclusive for you guys. You can do whatever you want with it. It's just for you. So, I started to make music when I was 8 years old. As I didn't mention it, but I have Tourette's syndrome, and I always, as a Russian kid, I always wanted to learn how to play an instrument, and my parents always pushed me to that. And at some point, I tried to play the piano, and I didn't manage to be able to do that. And I tried to play the guitar, and I didn't manage to do that. But one thing I did manage to play was darbuka, which is a Middle Eastern kind of tom that you just kind of go hard on, but it's just it's not really hard motoric-wise. And I got very good at it. And I was very good with rhythmic stuff and kind of everything that has to do with rhythmic stuff. And I got very good at it. And at school we had this competition that school would compete with each other. And at some point I got so good I represented my city, which is not a big city, but definitely it was a big achievement for me when I was 7 years old. And then one day I had a very, very big contest going on between my city and another city. We won bunch of contests already. And then I was the leader. I was the solo guy. I was supposed to start the whole symphony. It was a 20-minute fucking solo or something. And I started to have some tics around that time. And in front of 500 people, that was pretty much a lot of people when I was 8, 7 years old. I had tics, and the darbuka fell down and broke. And that day I just came home to my computer and I searched how can I make music, online, on a computer. Because I always loved computers, always messed with graphic stuff, video stuff, everything that has to do with computers. So someone suggested me to use FL Studio, which I'm still using right now. And yeah, since then it's been a pretty crazy journey. I started Sexwells. I was Sexwells in the past. I changed it to Wales. I started Sexwells when I was 13 years old, and it kind of was a game for me, right? I never expected to be a musician. I never expected to be a professional. I just knew that I really liked music, and for me, I just wanted to have fun. So I made myself a Facebook page, and Instagram even wasn't the thing back then, and I started to just release music. And at some point, I started to work with people from the US, SoundCloud and that kind of stuff, 7 years ago. And it just started to grow, and naturally, one day, I realized that I'm doing this. I'm having a career in music. It happened, I played my first international show in Paris when I was 15 years old for 3,000 people, But I only realized music is my career at like 17 when I like already toured Canada, Europe a bunch of times. And yeah, now I'm 20. I managed to tour lots of Europe, lots of Canada, like a bunch of times. I got my US visa and I played a lot of states. I did Asia, China. That was great. Oh, I see a Sexwells comment. Yes, that was my yo boy. It was me. And like it's really fun to be able to be here and talk to like 50 people that are trying to do what I kind of managed to do. But honestly, it's not really like that. I make music and you all make music. Music means everything to me. I sing and I compose and I love music. Like I'm getting so emotional just talking about it because I know that like I'm gonna change some lives today and I'm looking for it. I want to make some of you think different. I want to change perspectives of people on life and music and a career and how you can control everything. Like I want to share some of my experience, my mistakes, what I did right, how I got managed. Like I do have some songs that, like my song That To Me reached 400 million streams at like total. And that's like my country is like 8 million people and 400 million people heard one of my songs. That's pretty crazy. But, I'm excited. And they say that if you're not nervous about what you do, you're not passionate about that. So I might be like a little kind of nervous, but in a good way, So we will start with breaking down this project, which is Liverpool, and then every single time. But I want to have a lot of space for music psychology, which is something I used to teach at college.
Make your music stand out, get more views, and way more engagement. Bring your music to life. Get Music Visualizer. In every format, even for social media. Get started today. The link is in the description.
At colleges and lecture about and talk about just, my perspective. And I'm definitely like, I know it's supposed to be 1 hour and 30 minutes, but definitely I'm gonna stay here for a while. I want to make sure all of you have your questions answered and all of you are happy. And all right, so let me tell you a bit about the tracks I'm gonna break down today. This is the first track. It came out in Disciple few days ago, like 2 weeks ago or something. And there is me playing it live in Montreal, Canada a few months ago, before the corona started. I was in the middle of a tour. Oh, and the second track, I'm actually gonna show a clip that Excision posted by him playing that. It's funny because they just announced me a remix for Excision. But yeah, definitely got it kind of viral because of like 44,000 likes. And he played it in his tour and everything. So I just wanted to kind of like get a song that kind of made it. There is like 1 million streams in general and it's doing kind of good. So here is every single time that I'm gonna break. Secondly, after the first track, I'm gonna break now. Yeah, so I definitely want to show you some of the like festival heater kind of stuff. I'm headbanging at like 5 a.m. That's what you guys made me doing. But let's get to business. There is a lot to do, a lot to talk about, and we got some time. I hope you got some time. And for those who watching it after the stream, you can always message me if you got any questions. And those who watching the stream, you can always add me, message me. Like I'm always trying to like give a lot back because you're the next people that are gonna be here after I die, disappear, whatever the fuck it's gonna be. But oh yeah, my microphone is okay. So, the first project, I'm gonna show the whole song, I'm gonna play it. If we get some CPU problems, I will turn the limiter off. I'm basically not like playing it with the O's and stuff because it's fucking up my CPU, but I am gonna show you my mastering process right after it. So let's go for the first track we're gonna break down today. It's called Rear Pull and it came out in Disciple like 2 weeks ago. Let's go. And if you can hear me and see me and everything is okay, put something on the chat.
Front like a G, shit what me? I tried to front like a G, shit what me? I had to fake the front like a G, shit what me? I tried to front like a G, shit what me? I had to fake the front like a G, shit what me? I tried to front like a G. Can I keep it any realer? Like a G, shit what me? I had to fake the front like a G, shit what me? I tried to front like a G. Can I keep it any realer? Yes!
I think it was enough, kind of, for this stuff, but I just want to say, so someone saying FL tutoring, this fits all the DAWs because I'm going to talk about music, I'm going to talk about, like, most of my processing is, like, outside. Like, for example, this is how everything's, like, this is how the main bass sounds without processing. You know? And this is how it sounds with processing. So yeah, definitely before all of your Ableton guys and whatever you use going out of my stream, there is a lot to see here. And yeah, I'm sure you're all gonna enjoy it. But another thing I wanna mention, I had this kind of thing with myself of like, should I go and color everything and rename everything and make it like, you know, consider all the sample stuff and kind of make it private to myself so you can see what I use and stuff. And I realized that, you know, guys, like, this is exactly how I make my shit. All the samples are here. All the presets are here. I didn't rename anything. This is exactly how I make my shit. And, you know, I know it's kind of, maybe it's messy for some of you, you know, but this is exactly like how much time I spend on this project. Like, I make my stuff quick, 5 hours. That's how I had to take to make it. And yeah, I do use Soundgardizer, but for me, I decided to make it as raw as I can and really like show you every piece of what I do and how I do it and my perspective on simple stuff and everything. You can drop the slider if you want. Okay, let me just get my stuff a little more quiet. Alright, now it's supposed to be okay. I'm just trying to make everything as perfect as I can. But this is my project, how I do it. And let me start breaking down some stuff. I will start from the beginning. I will move to the drops. I will kind of try to tell you what I try to achieve in this track. And yeah, so the track starts with this vocal. Which is just the vocal that, you know, splice, normal stuff.
I try to front like a G, shit what me.
And added some delay, added some reverb to it. Oh no, actually just a delay, transit processor, OTT, and the Aurvox stereo from Waves, which is great for vocals. Even though like some people might say Waves is not a good choice, but I think it's good for some stuff. And I got this nice percussion loop in the background, which sounds like that. Which I didn't do much to, just, wait, it seems like it's twitched. Is everything okay? Because I think okay, it's okay. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to like make everything perfect and like I'm watching the comments at the same time. But this is the loop that kind of carried the vocals in the intro that I just put literally like a filter on and some EQ on, and that's it. And as soon as everything starts again, what I did is I just put lots of impacts that include this one, a kick, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and this one. And again, I'm sorry for the naming. I know that FX bitch ass is not like great, but it's just like a thing I made for myself to use. I used it in like 600 tracks, but I just never realized I'm gonna do a masterclass like that. And I told you, I didn't change any names. It's all like as raw as it can be. So from this, we went to this.
I tried to front like a G, shit what me. I had to fake the front like a G.
And then, for the build-up, I added this little boy. And I added some claps. Excuse me, some snares. Some effects, as you can see, and I added the drop basses with, I think, a lot of reverb. Let me check. Yeah, basically it's a automation that goes like that. So I have like one reverb that goes like from wet to dry, and one filter that like open itself, and then there is a small pitch thing in here. Okay, sounds good. So the build up goes like this. So the intro is pretty simple because like I believe that this track was meant to be a touring track, be played at clubs, be played at venues, festivals, whatever it is. And when I start a track, I always think about like, what do I want to achieve? I want to make people emotional, I want to make people dance, I want to make people groove and move. And I try to focus the flow of that. So it is very simple, but I think that the intro is really doing justice to the drop because it's not stealing the show. You know, people, the whole intro is like made for the drop, and it all leads for the drop. If it's the flow that, like, you can see that the vocal flow is very similar to the drop flow. And that's just what I try to achieve. And by the way, I know I check my OBS a lot. I just want to see that like everything is okay. Definitely like worried about the microphone setting stuff. I'm just trying to see that it's perfect. I know it's gonna calm down in a few minutes, so be easy on me. But the drop is it's simple, but it's very complicated. And let's just go to it, right? So the drop starts like this with a big fake out. And I think that the whole song meaning, everything about the songs, the song is in these 4 bars. I really think that that's exactly like what made the track be the way it is. And you know, like when I try to think about music in that way, when you hear a song, most of the people that listen to EDM wait for the drop, right? Like they want the drop. Music right now, sadly, maybe some people might say it's sad, some people might say it's good, made for the drop. Like even in pop music, you got this nice like beginning and then it drops into the chorus and whatever the fuck going on in pop music. But there is always the peak of the song, you know? People wait for it, and in EDM it's very noticeable because it's music that's meant to be in clubs and it's meant to drop really hard. Like people has to be like, wow, I want to freak out, and especially with bad music. So I try to think how we can make it unique, and I thought that a fake drop will make it. But as well, I think that if you get a really groovy part, people can't really dance to it. So if I will surprise them with this weird flow, and then I would make it normal with this part, it allows them to be surprised and then dance. So that's kind of what I try to achieve in here. That was the time I was touring a lot, I was on tour, so I really tried to bring it to this audience. Every single time meant to like a different, like it's a different direction, but this one is definitely for touring, for playing it live. And I showed you a video of me playing it. It works live until the virus came, and now I'm not playing shows. But it's all good because we're making great music. So let me start a bit about the bass noises progress in here. Everyone has been waiting for that, I guess. Okay, let me start with emptying the main bass effects in here and show everything one by one. There is kind of a lot going on in here. Some of it is like turned down because there is automations going on, but I'll show you everything right now. Here is the raw loop. So that's just like, I think it's presets. Nope. Yeah, maybe this is a preset. I don't know, but it's just a preset. There is not much going on. There is a down sample distortion that kind of gives it the yo-y, talky feeling. And there is a fam from B. Let's go. And it's very simple. Like I could replace it with any song with some resonance and any like sound with resonance and a filter that goes as well. And what I try to do is take this like sound that is very simple and has this kind of like movement going on with the filter, with the FM, with automation going on. And I think it's a preset. I'm pretty sure it's a preset. I don't know what preset, but I think, oh, it is a preset. It is like a Black Ops preset that I probably touched a lot, but it is a preset. But then what made it be the sound was a resonator, a frequency shifter that did most of the work, in my opinion. A transient processor that did kind of took some of the harsh out of the sound. A EQ that just boosting some frequencies. Oh, if you don't know, like the 1000 frequency is probably the most noticeable frequency that you can see. Like when you hear something and it's in your face, it's probably the 1000. That's like the frequency that is not hurt. Like it's not hard and cringy to listen to, like the 3000s that are baby noises and all that stuff. But the 1000 is, if you hear a vocal, most of it is gonna be around the 1700, like the mids. So he boosted the mids. And then I have a codex that is not doing much, just simple EQing, played a bit with that stuff, you know, it's pretty simple. Like honestly, I've been messing with Vocodesk for so many years, and I know it has so many features, but I'm always just playing with stuff. Like, I got this sound, but just playing with it, and that's what the Vocodex did to sound. Like, you can say that like most of the bass is based on this Vocodex kind of effect and the frequency shifter kind of effect. Let me only play the bass with frequency shifter and Vocodex so you can hear that. But then I had to put some other stuff like Soundgoodizer, which is great. I suggest it heavily for everyone that's just making stuff fat. Like, I know it's a kind of dynamic compression, but it just makes everything cool. Like, I like it. You know, sometimes I used to be in that mindset of like, oh, I'm an audio engineer and I have to know everything about everything I use, and I have to know how to build stuff, and I have to know like every single detail about what I do. But at some point I was kind of like, I just want to have fun. I just want to create stuff. I just want to dance and groove and enjoy my shit. You know, I can make any sound. I can make anything. I can mix albums of jazz. I can weird music from movies and games, and I've done that. But I just want to have fun, because when people listen to dubstep, usually they just want to dance and have fun. And that's why I never think about like, oh, what is this Soundgoodizer doing? You know, what is this fucking Trash 2 is doing to the sound, phases and shit. It's important to know everything before you start breaking the rules, but at the same time, yeah, Soundgoodizer is maximizer. It's a Maximus, like 100%. But I'm just looking to have some fun. And it's important to know stuff about music. Like, I know theory. I was teaching at a college, like the biggest college in the Middle East for music, electronic music. I was teaching there for 3 semesters when I was 16. So I know a thing or two about music and audio engineering. I have my audio engineering degree. Everything is proper, right? But at the same time, like, I don't give a shit what it does. If it sounds good, it's great. So the sound already sounds like that with the processing right now. But I definitely tried to give it some more touch. So all this, like most of the parts of the song, there's just like 3 EQs that are probably canceling each other. There's this one, and this one, and this one. Just dynamic EQs, nothing too serious. And then there is all these little things you see that are just automations. Like, for example, at this part of the song, you can see these 2 turned on, which is just a reverb that's like working on giving some space when the bass stops. And then when it changes in the pitch, you can see the crystallizer doing this thing, which is just a granular kind of delay, grunt delay kind of. And I recommend it a lot. I think it's one of the best things I've got for dubstep, I guess. But it's cool for like a whole bunch of stuff, like ambient stuff. There's a lot of cool things. I recommend this one. And yeah, like it's all the same, like this thing, and this thing, and this. It's all the same bass. Even like this thing. It's all the same bass with automations. For example, I'll show you this part of the song and how it goes to like you got this part of the song. But then you got this part of the song, right? So what I like doing is like, I'll give you a weird example, but I love food, right? I'm a big guy, but I love cooking. And sometimes like when I see all these big chefs, they always try to take one ingredient and make the most out of it. Let's say you have an apple, right? So we'll make an apple pie and chicken with apple and this thing with apple and just base the whole meal with one apple. And sometimes I love this attitude about music because you can take one sound and make 1,000 different things with it. Like I can make this sound right now and make jazz with it. I can make this sound right now and make some beats with it. And it's beautiful for me that you can do so many things with so little when it comes to sound design and music. And I love it. I love it that they took one bass and made so many versions of this bass. Like, and it's like just a weird preset, like nothing wrong, like nothing much. And this bass came like accidentally. Like, it's not a preset rack. It's not a fat rack. I just put some fucking VSTs in this shit. And it sounds good. You know, I was just having fun. And I can sit there and re-engineer and think about like all this stuff, but at some point I realized that like dubstep, like honestly, I need to have fun when I make it. If I expect people to have fun when they listen to it, I need to have fun when I make it, right? So that's it for me, like when it comes to production like that. But let's go a bit for the drum progress and what I did here with the drum and layering and stuff. So after this part that I talked about for a bunch of minutes, right? We go to this part that I talked about for 0 minutes, but now it's time to talk about it. So basically I love that the bass had this kind of movement, which, and by the way, let me show you the bass. It's not a preset, I made it. It's literally just some noise, sub bass, I cut some of the highs, and a tube distortion. Then I come here, put a filter on it to really take all the highs up. Then I put 3 OTTs on default settings. Like, I'm not even fucking kidding, right? I'm sorry for my language if I can't swear in here. Forgive me. But 3 OTTs, as is, like nothing, I didn't touch them. And a soundgoodizer, and I cut some of the dirt, filth from the sound, and just throw in fucking clip control on that, which, by the way, if you own iZotope Trash 2, congrats, it's great. Always, like, I put the clip control on everything, claps, kicks, rides, whatever it is, I just put it there on the default preset, like just clip control. I'm not touching anything. It just gives a lot of like punch, but not too high. But I can't, it's like OTT, right? We all love it, but we have no idea, like we can't explain what it gives, but it gives a lot. So from going from this funky, I go to straight like, and that gives people a lot of space to dance, to move, to like, you know, headbang. We make dubstep. I mean, like, some of us make dubstep. And the drums kind of follow this. There is this sound that goes along the drop, which is just FX kind of loop. Oop. It's very wide in the stereo wise, and I'll show you. It's very wide and it's kind of in the background. It's good for festival systems, for cars. People can notice that more in cars, but it's just a lot in the background. There is not much mono, so it's not like kind of damaging the sound. At the same time, it's there and it gives a lot when you're in a big system. And drum wise, there is a kick. It's a cymatic kick, nothing strange. A snare, I think it's a cymatic snare, it looks like it is. There is this percussion, this one note from the sound, like it's literally like this sound and this sound are the same sound, right? Like it's the same thing. I took one sound and made a bunch of things with it. So basically, I got this sound and I layered one of my sounds. Like I got this loop I made like in the past, which is not good to use. It's not good, but for like I always make this kind of like small sounds, small things. If I make something and I'm not happy with it, I go and just render all the drops, all the basses, put it in a folder. One day I'm gonna use it, right? And I'm pretty sure this sound made like months, if not years, before I made this track. But I just found it and I thought this sound, it's kind of weak and kind of flat, and I needed some so yeah, it just follows the sound. It's kind of delayed, like it has some space between this hit and this hit, And I think it gives it a lot of swing, kind of, it's just very cool, in my opinion. I love swing. I love when things are just a bit out of the grid. It gives a kind of live feeling and a live feeling to stuff. There is this loop that I made 2 years ago, which is, again, everything is kind of stereo, so it won't ruin the sound. At the same time, it gives a lot of space when you listen on big systems like festivals and cars. Yeah. So there is a Sultan ride, that gives a lot to like the drum sound so much better. Like, here's the drums, and here's the drum with the ride. I think that's something that we can take influence from drums, and like my girlfriend is a drummer. She used to play a lot of drums, and she can tell that like rides and hi-hats and all this range of sounds are the key for drumming, because like rhythmically making dubstep is like 1, 2, but when you add this kind of like, it's very important to work on your top end when it comes to loops, because it just gives like, I can listen to this thing by itself, you know, like I showed you all of the layers. There's just a crash and this small sound I made in the past. But when you listen to everything without the basses, it still sounds kind of fun, right? Like it's strong. It's pretty strong. And I think that it's very important to like, if you want your drop to sound good, you need to take the basses out and the main thing out and make sure that it sounds good without it. Like, and by sound good, I mean, you know, no harsh frequencies and dynamics when it comes to volume, right? Someone asked, do you worry about being mono compatible? Honestly, it depends, because like I usually, when I make music, I always listen at mono, because I don't like, I often turn the mono on in like isotope and the Fruity Loop stuff. But what I love doing is when I make something, when I wake up or go to sleep, before I go to sleep, like when I finished making it, I give myself some time and I listen to it at my phone. And because phones are mono, and most of the people listen to music at phones right now, like period, like most of the people that listen to music use their phones as a streaming source, even if it's a Bluetooth thing, their car, whatever it is. And a lot of phones are still mono. And for me, it's like no reference can give me more for my mix down and mastering than a phone, because if it sounds good on a phone, it will sound good on everything, like dynamic wise, right? And usually when there is problems with the stereo and mono stuff, I can hear it on my phone, and it's a big helper. I really recommend it. I think that phone references are even better than car references, if you ask me. Like, maybe it's because I don't drive a car because I have Tourette's, but yeah. So that was kind of the drop, right? Like, there is a sub bass. I showed you exactly how it looks. You can go after this video and recreate it, whatever. And there is this layer of 2 basses that play and make the main lead of the drop. Oh, and there is, by the way, like 2 of these sounds. They're from Splice. One of them is doing this rule, which is a lot of like the, you know, muddy stuff. And one of them is doing the high rule, which is, and together, like, I started with just having this one with a sub bass, but then I say like, it was very, very weak, and it just didn't prepare right for the drop. And when I added this layer, it's kind of like, and it kind of gives some of the dirt that is gonna come from this little guy, the sub bass. I always make sure that like, if I make a track, if I make an intro and a drop, I make sure that my intro and a drop has kind of the same frequencies. Even if I go for a dynamic, quiet track, I make sure that if the intro has a lot of highs, the drop will have the same amount of highs. And even more, because I usually try to make my drop louder and more aggressive and more distorted than my intro. Like, you can definitely notice that this part right here is not as loud as this part right here. And this is, by the way, without like most of my mastering. And by the way, I apologize, I'm checking the OBS thing all the time. I'm just kind of getting used to like this setup and push to talk and OBS, and I really want you guys to have a good quality of sound and vision, like see everything right. So yeah. Then the drop continues. Just I edited some fillers like this one, which is just from Splice. Like I didn't touch it much, just trash 2, got some frequencies out, and let's go. You know, sometimes just do it. And it just goes well with the track, right? Like I could sit there and synthesize something and make something, but it just sounded good to me. Like I said, I just want to have fun. And sometimes when I do have like a lot of these sounds, like this one is from previous sessions. I do sound design sessions when I'm not that inspired, that I just play with a bunch of plugins like Crystallizer. There is like, I will tell you some names. Elastic Pitch is a good one. There is, what do I play with? There is all of these, the Abic, whatever it is by Waves. I love this bundle, it's a great investment. Let's see what else I play with. Oh, the manipulator stuff is great. M-Freq Shifter by Melody is great. And everything by Sound Toys is great, you know? I just sit there and make stuff. Let's see, when you're using the same loop sound multiple times, method to madness, or just starting to order with Reckless. Okay, so I kind of like didn't get the question you asked, Conal, but like try to like explain more about it. Maybe it's just the English barrier because English is not my first language and I'm trying, but let me know exactly what you meant, and I will answer any questions. So from this drop, as every dubstep song goes, there is just another version of the drop that sounds kind of different. So I just used some frequency shifter automation, another one that turns on right now. And what it does is just like making the sound higher. That's it, you know? But sometimes it just does the work. Again, taking one sound and manipulating it another 100 versions. Okay, so again, another build up. And another drop, which is again the same thing with different MIDIs. Just when you have a cool sound like that, that has a lot of resonance and a lot of post-processing, a lot of times when you just press notes, you can get such a different results. And that's why I love processing, because you can take a sound that has a bit of resonance with this guy right here in some FM, and you can make so many variations with this one. So pretty much the track does repeat itself. I won't like try to, you know, lie to you. It is a copy paste, but it did the work because I know that with this EDM audience, DJs play the first drop, always. And most of the audience won't go and listen to the other drops, but again, like they are very different from each other. For example, this part right here, you know, but at the same time, I didn't make a complete different thing because I used to do that. I used to go from dubstep to future bass to trance, and I realized that labels didn't like it. Sometimes, like I used to like, one tip I got from my manager is you make too many songs in one song. And I took it very like personally because I did try to do that, but then I realized that sometimes just give some prime and shine to what you have. You don't have to try to make all of your tricks at the same time. So I will go more about the mixing and mastering in a second. I will just read some questions. Let's see. When you're doing your mix down, you're super critical about the Creation DB. No, I always like, so I mix my stuff as I go. Like I make my track, I mix my stuff at the same time. It's all at the same time. Like I never stop, and like I don't have mixing sessions, mastering sessions. I stop my track when I have drums, sub bass, and a clap. I have my mastering chain, which I will show you in a second. And then I just walk with it. You know, my mastering chain doesn't do a lot because the track right now I only have a limiter because of my CPU. And even without a limiter, it all kind of sounds the same. Like I never rely, and this is a big tip, never rely on your mastering for making your mix and sound good, because often I work with some people and they're great, but they have this habit of like really making the mastering the main thing that makes the mix down what it is. And it's just, you can't work with that. Sometimes like I got hit because I used to be that guy. I used to really walk my mix around my mastering. And then when I started to make some records and sign with labels, they will tell me, oh, send us the stems. We want to master it. We have a guy, he's professional. And I'm sending all these stems and he can't master my stuff because it's so relying on the mastering. Because he can't like mix my stuff and master it because it's relying on the chain I had. So I went very minimalistic. I will keep to the next question. Again, creation RMS in my drops. I usually go like minus 1.5. It's dubstep, you know. If I make classic music and everything like that, I will go for like pop music, which is minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. Radio stuff, because Spotify is not like, is compressing your stuff a lot. They will never allow a -1 thing to happen in their platform. How do I start learning music theory? I know scales, chords, and arpeggio. But okay, so my thing about music theory is if you listen to enough music and understand the music you listen to, I don't care about notes. I don't care about learning. Learning is by experience. I never went to school for music, and I was teaching in colleges, and I even did lecture in the biggest university in the Middle East, and I was teaching in the biggest production music in the Middle East. So in my opinion, experience is everything. I learned everything I know by experience and by watching people do the same thing I do right now, by listening to other producers. I don't care if it's a touring DJ like me, I don't care if it's a guy that got some streaming stats like me, I don't care about followers, I don't care about them. Like my favorite musicians has 20 followers, you know, just random people I find in Spotify. It's just as simple as that. And listening to people and getting as much knowledge as you can from everyone, and in your head taking, like I always say that even if someone is the most like, even if someone is the dumbest person ever, like if you give a person and he has the lowest IQ, okay, I will listen to what he has to say, because one thing he has to say will stuck in my mind and I will grow from it and make something in my way out of it. And it's important to listen to people. You know, like sometimes to my lectures, some people that make rock music that are like 40 years old came, and I'm like 20 right now, and they ask me like, am I too old for that? What is this electronic music? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you know, like we enjoy you, but we don't know what's going on. And for me, it's, we all are doing the same thing. Someone that like, from my experience, you know, when I came to LA for the first time, I was living in this house with this 52-year-old German producer that used to work with Tutu, even worked on Tutu Africa. And even like the lead singer of Tutu, like I think Bobby, came to my house and I helped him record him. But my point is that you always can learn. I showed him what Serum is. Like he bought Serum because of me. And he got gold and platinum stuff, and he's working with some very big names, like big names, not fucking, you know, underground kids in pop, like big names. Tutu, some very high-end pop, gold and platinum stuff. And he had a lot to learn from me, and I had a lot to learn from him. So in my opinion, always listen. Even if it's me, I'm 20 years old, I might not be the average, like, I don't know what I am, but it's cool that I can share my experience with you guys, because don't listen to me. Just take whatever I say and try to think how you can apply it on yourself, you know? Let's continue. I think what he's asking is, when you're using the same sound multiple times, like the cookie analogy, do you have a strategy or just randomly automating stuff? Dude, I love randomness. Like, it's random stuff is beautiful. Like, I think that life is random. You know, I met my girlfriend randomly. I started messing with music randomly. Everything I got in life became randomly. Even this workshop, I got an offer randomly, you know? And randomness, and with me, it's like I suffered a lot from depression and anxiety, and, you know, I was disabled for a lot of years. 7 years ago, like 6 years ago, my mom had to help me to go to the toilet. Imagine a 14 years old kid that is getting millions of streams in SoundCloud, the old SoundCloud. I was hired in Skrillex for like 2 weeks on top 100 SoundCloud, and my mom had to help me to clean my ass because I was dead disabled from my Tourette's. Now I'm good, but I was bad. I even lost 150 pounds, you know? But my point is, I forgot what I started to say. Jesus Christ. Damn, it's crazy. What do you want to say? This is an epic fail right now. But, oh, randomness. Everything is random, you know? I will just move on because I'm talking too much. I'm talking too much. But yeah, randomness is great. If you have 100 version of one sound, where do you want to go? Sound, use different processing. Oh yeah, processing. I don't know how the fuck did I get to... Anyway, I apologize. It's 6 a.m. right now and I start to see the sunrise. And I try to drink coffee for the first time in my entire life. And it's weird for me because I never had coffee, I never had alcohol. And my body is kind of like right now, so I'm sorry. But post-processing, I think that ground realigning stuff, pitching stuff up, down, delaying stuff, filtering stuff, you can get some amazing results. If you're in Fruity Loops, I recommend using this thing called Ground Realizer. Just open it, drag something and see. You know, just play. There is phone knobs, just play with them. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. If you're in Fruity Loops, put some samples in here and play with these two knobs. Thank me later, alright? I'm kidding. But let's go to the next question. How do you stop from overproduction and keeping things simple? Honestly, it's the older I got, it's funny because I'm 20, right? But the older I got, I realized that I don't need to impress anyone. You know, guys, like, I don't need to impress you. The only thing I need to do is to be proud of what I make. And I used to be the guy of like, oh, I make all of my presets, I make all of my drums, you know, like, fuck that shit, you know, like, I'm 100% Wales, you know, like, hell yeah. But then I realized that signature sound, it's not the serum bases you use. It's not the fucking, like, VST you found or made. It's about you. It's about what you like to listen to. It's about what you grow up on. It's about you. And when I realized that simple, like, when you go to the biggest pop songs like Billie Eilish, she has like 5 channels on each track. And this is a small project, like every single time the next project is much bigger, but even Billie Eilish got like 5, 6 channels, and they're all so perfect. And I realized that this is why I got so simple sometimes. I get so simple sometimes because sometimes, you know, if you get a very good and very catchy roll, just go with it. Continue going with it. And for me, you know, this thing right here, at the time I made it like a year ago, right? And it did release like few weeks ago, but I made it a year ago. That was crazy unique. And I knew it will still be relevant. With dubstep, I always try to go ahead of my, like, I know that if I make a track now, it might release in a year. So I need to make something crazy because maybe a year from now, that crazy thing will work. And I was right. If I would release it a year ago, that will be too weird. Now it's okay. Now it's cool. Let's go. Thank you for supporting the underground. Man, you know, there is no underground in music. Even the pop music. Marshmello, everything was underground. Like, there's no underground, you know? It's bullshit. We're all the same way. I'm not whatever, you know, like, I'm a musician. I love that. I think about music. I always play on my table, like all of you guys. And that's why I'm doing this, you know? I had a time in my life that when I started to make money off music, I got very blind because I was 16 at the time. Even no, I was like 15, but at 16 I started to make some nice money from streaming and touring, and I started to think that I am, dude, like, wow, you know, like I can just make it, and like, you know, I'm good right now. It's gonna last. Like I'm famous right now, and I had all this press coming up. I was a celebrity in my country, and then my mom got cancer, and I had to like give my mom all the money, and like I'm still for 4 years paying my family's rent. I'm still living with my mom, but my mom lives with me, and I'm glad for it, because this thing taught me how to really understand it. Like, all I am is a musician, and if I'm able to make money off that, good for me. But this is not like, you should not watch this live stream because you want to make money and have clout. If you love music and you think about it all the time, and if music means something for you, if you feel bad and there is nothing that can help you but music and sound, just listening to it while taking a shower, just emptying your mind with it, you know? My hardest times in life, music was there for me. Even when I was disabled and I could not even eat by myself, I would be able to go and create, because that was the only time I could not have these annoying tics I had. I'm 100% disabled. I can show you my fucking card. I'm bad. Now I'm good. But it's all because I just focused one thing that I was really good at. And I was bad at all other things. I quit school. Like everything. I was supposed to be a complete failure, and I just focused music, and randomly, here we are. Okay. Congrats, dude. Thank you so much. All right. I hear the quote of music is more than selling your taste. Is more about selling your taste than your skill. That's right. Like, I can say that my chords and my harmonic progress, it's all what my dad used to listen to when I was younger. We were heavy influenced by everything in life. How did you decide what genre you wanted to create intentionally for your band? Okay, so honestly, like, me and genres, dude, I want to show you some rap I do, you know? I make everything. I love making everything. The reason I'll tell you something. I make a lot of music. I can make like 10 tracks, 20 tracks a week, you know? And I make stuff quick. And you know why I'm like that? This is probably the most important thing about this masterclass. Like, please get it in your head. Please get it in your fucking head. I'm sorry, but this is important. Never. Music is not about genres. Music is everything. You can make everything. I was in Egypt once, and I didn't have my computer, and I was very lonely, and I was at the beach, and I started just drumming myself and sing to myself, and I made music. You know, music is not just FL Studio and Ableton. I will show you the rap. But music is everything, and for me, by experiencing all kinds of music, jazz, rock, hip hop, trance, techno, house, dubstep. Like, I started like my music stuff with like making like, you know, you want to see some sauce? You want to see some sauce or what? I'll show you some stuff. I'll show you some music I made when I was 11 years old. And okay. So, this is music I made when I was 11 years old, okay? And I started like not even with bass music. Like, this is the stuff I used to make. Like, I was 11 years old when I made it. 11. You know? And I always made house music. And for me, like, how Sex Wolves began, it's a funny story, but I always wanted to make dubstep, and I always loved dubstep. Like, if you scroll my Facebook to 2009, when I was 9 years old, I shared Skrillex's songs like on my timeline, like crazy. I don't know how I even found it when I was that young. But I always wanted to make dubstep, and I never knew how I approached that and how I make it. Like, in the past, like, let me tell you something. In the past, we had no Defier, we had no Facebook, we had no nothing. We only, like, YouTube was in its beginning, all we had were forums, just internet forums, with barely even pictures and barely images, and all of us had like 1 giga RAM. If you had 2 giga RAMs, you were rich as heck, which I wasn't. I had like 512 megabytes. But you know, I used to dig in these forums and always see how we make music, but I could not see as much as you can. So for me, making a bass in Massive before Serum came out, that was a big deal. And it took me years. It took me like 4 years to realize how to make the modern talking yoink in Massive. And it's okay, you know, like it took me from age 8 to 12 until I opened Massive for the first time. But Sexual started because I really wanted to make dubstep. And I forced myself that if I start a new alias that's not like Tal Roachman, which I used to release a lot of music in, and it was all house music and electro music and all this stuff. And I was releasing their music since I was 8 until 12. And I promised myself, if I make an alias, I will focus it and make trap and dubstep. Trap was in its rise before it blew up, back then. Before even the Bower, this track that they call it, Harlem Shake. Before even Harlem Shake. But it really, like, it worked. I told myself, today I'm getting a name, and one of my friends told me, oh, Sexwells, and I was like, okay, you dare me? I don't even know what it means. I was like so young. I didn't know what sex meant, and I didn't know what whales meant, but I saw that whales were an animal and sex is sex, so I was like, cool, I can market it and put some whales in the artwork. I'm stupid. And I managed to do quite a lot with, you know, like, I think that Sexwells did pretty good, considering that 32 million, 67 million, and there is a bunch of more millions in here, 12 and that all the stuff. So yeah, definitely, it was random. Again, it was random, but it worked. I forced myself to make music as Sexwells just to make dubstep and trap. And it was so like, I was so committed that I just stick to it, and it always hits me to talk about it stuff, because like, guys, I never imagined in my life to be a musician, and I loved music. I loved it, and I know it's cliche, and everyone's saying music is my life and stuff. Music saved me. I was in the hospital. I was supposed to die. I was like 150 pounds more. Like, my hands are full of these marks, and like, I was in a bad state, and music got me out of that shit. And I never tried to be a musician, but that's why like it means to me so much, because I know that like all of you, like, we're not normal people. Nobody. Like, music is. It was very hard for me to communicate in the past, and that when I learned to express myself lyrically and vocally, I started to make less music, because it's funny, but like I got kind of good at talking and stuff, because I used to be very bad at it, and I started to make less music. That's what made me realize that music is a language. There is things you can do with music that you can't do with your voice. There is emotions, like, you know, my dog died 1 year ago, and he was the most important thing to me, and I didn't talk to, like, exactly 1 year ago, you know, like, it's very, very hard to me to even talk about it. But the day he died, like, I just closed myself, and I didn't feel anything, and I didn't cry, and nothing happened. I just didn't understand what happened. And then when everyone went to sleep, I made the soundtrack. And that soundtrack is like everything I felt, you know. He was my emotional dog. I'm crying right now, and it's okay. But, you know, I could not express in lyric how I felt, you know. And this is what music means for me. This is why I'm doing that. This is why I'm so happy to do this masterclass with you guys, because there is nothing like it for me. And if, let's say, 60 people watch me right now and another 1,000 gonna watch me after, if 5 of you gonna feel what I'm saying right now, and you're dealing with some shit, because some of us are not normal, you know, I'm autistic. If you can feel this energy, and you know music is your thing, and I could help you, that's everything for me, man. I think I will show my mastering stuff, and I will move on. Again, like, I know it's supposed to be 1 hour and 30 minutes. Don't worry, I'm gonna stay here for more than that. I'm not rushing. It's 6 a.m. I wish I could show you the sunrise, but it's all good. So, my mastering chain is just a cut side for the stereo, just cutting all the lows from the stereo. I think all of us know that, but if you don't know, always before you put anything in your master, cut the 100 hertz and down when it comes to stereo. Then multiband compression, it's just plain, like I always adjust it, but I always have it. 21%, it's not that heavy. I mean, it's heavy on my CPU, just not that heavy of a difference. And then I have an 1007 that does a lot of the work. It also takes most of the CPU, but yeah. So stereo imaging, getting some of it up, some of it down, whatever I feel that needs to be changed. Here's my mastering, my maximizer settings. You can copy that. I don't care. Transient, pretty high, on, not much going on. Dynamic EQ, put in some work, definitely put in some work. Again, you can copy all of it. I feel that, like, honestly, I can't even explain what every single bottom do, but I made it. And you know, I just play with it. And whatever sounded good, sounds good. And it sounds pretty decent, so go and play with your stuff, you know. I was always afraid of like, oh, I can't touch Serum, it's too hard for me, you know, like I can't touch Faceplant, it's too hard for me. And as soon as I did, I realized that I might be not doing everything the way everyone else does it, but I realized how to, you know, how to make stuff that's for me. And that's why it's so good to random stuff, because all of this is random. I never try to, what do you look for in the maximizer? I don't know, man. Again, I just tried all the settings, you know, I tried all the modes, I tried every single bottom that in here, like all the things that it can offer you, I tried all of them. And whatever sounded good, I kept. Whatever didn't sound good, I just took it out. But when you try stuff like that, you remember what it did. Like, it's crazy, but like even with waves, everything I have, everything I got, I always play with it, you know, like. Then I got an EQ, dynamic EQ, that's just doing like, I know that like my room has a problem with the 8000 kilohertz, the 8 kilohertz, if you want. And I always take it down because I know that like I won't be able to hear some of it. And then there is the Maserati by Waves. It's playing with the stereo in the high end, pretty cool. And the limiter, it's the classic old dubstep, punchy controlled lows, and I always get it to like +4 when I make dubstep. Okay, let's see. Tips for managing loud CPU, freeze and bounce, blah blah. Actually, like, my CPU is it's not that great. I do have a great computer, 16 RAM, newest i7, but I usually, if you're in FL, I would recommend go into I think it's general, and try to like get the animations in Don't Distract Me. Try to like, if you see some stuff that's like unnecessary, try to like just read what it says. Sometimes there is weird stuff. And obviously like when you have SEO, I do have my sound card stuff, but I still use the FL Studio one because it works better with OBS. But I definitely use the 2048 because I would rather to hear what I do than see what I do. And another big thing is always take your mastering off. Like this is how the drop sounds with mastering. You can see that my CPU went to like 100, and as soon as I took it off, it sounds like that. So yeah, if you use any like, oh shit, my email. If you use any Isodub stuff, any like stocks, like out of like third party plugins, try to take them off. Like make whatever you need and take them off, because like most of the times it's in the post-processing, because Serum is usually not supposed to take that much out of your PC. But stuff like Isotope is killing it. Stuff like some of the Waves stuff is killing it. So try to definitely take it off when you work on that. But again, I always take this, like in average, every 2 minutes I take the mastering on and off, on and off, on and off. And what I also do is sometimes, like I know that there is no choice, I do like render stuff to stems and do stuff like that. I just, when it comes to this masterclass, I try to have everything not freezed and not stemmed, because I do have great and successful projects, but a lot of them has all the freezing stuff. So I try to get some of this really raw feeling. You can see the MIDI, you can see the files, you can see everything going on. If I will just put some freezed stems, it will look weird, but as well, you know, I often freeze stuff. I also make a drop and then make an intro and merge them together with stems. I love working with audio because you can get a lot of like freedom, and there is a lot of cool stuff you can do with audio that is just harder to do with MIDI. But I just wanted to show you specifically some MIDI based projects because I think it's better to see that way. If I will just show you some freezed stuff, it will not be the same. So, someone asked, anyone got some free sample packs to mess with? Honestly, I put a free sample pack right here, but I think that Splice is great. Like, for example, I think I pay like $9 or like $12 a month, but you get like 100 credits, and it means that you get 100 samples for like how much, like $9 to $12. I don't know, but I think Splice is the main thing. It was like everything in this project is from Splice and Cymatics. Cymatics are great. They send me their samples all the time. But yeah, I think that Splice is definitely like, I'm not sponsored. I'm paying for this shit just like you guys, and I'm not rich, but it's the best investment you can do. Like, all the producers say stuff from the youngest to the oldest all use Splice. It's not an advertising. Like, I'm not sponsored. I wish. But Splice, if you look for samples, I think all of you use Splice. And I think, is there anything you want to see about this project before I move on to every single time? Because every single time is more complex. There's more going on. I just want to know everyone is complete and happy about this project and this breakdown. And yeah, just let me know if there's anything else you want to see about this project before I move on. And then we'll go to every single time. I'll wait until I see some comments. If it's okay, just like write okay or whatever. I'm trying my best. It's 6 a.m. right now. It's completely light outside. I can even turn this thing off. How did I approach the bassline arrangement for this project? Honestly, like, arrangement for this project, what I did is like I just put like a normal 1/4, like 2/2/2, and I just put a swing on it. Like, you can see that I moved it kind of hardly from the grid, and that's just the way I did it. So yeah, this is this project. Now, by the time we make it to the next one, there is some questions. Quick views of the rap, I will show it. 5-hour tips, I will give you a lot of them. Like, keep those questions for when I finish the breakdown, because I feel like, maybe some people just want to see what I do and go, but I'm gonna stay here and answer all of your questions. But like how to make stuff quicker, it's a longer topic. It comes to your day life, it comes to like so many things, and I really want to give it time. So if anyone can remind me when I finish every single time to talk about the 5-hour tip, please do. Please, because it's a long one, but it's gonna change people's fucking view on this shit. Like, seriously. And alright, let's start with some rap stuff, I mean, I'm not that good, right? But yeah. Yeah, so like, I will tell you a story, okay? I am kind of embarrassed by my accent. I'm Israeli and I never learned English until I started to do stuff online. And I know my English is fine, I've toured and stuff, but I was never, like, I hated my voice. At the same time, I always knew how to sing, and I knew, like, I was so good at composing for other people and writing lyrics for other people. And at some point, I was kind of like, I just have to start recording myself. And I started to record this very funny, memey kind of like, just swearing at the mic with some rhythmic stuff. And I started to get really good at it. And it's crazy because, like, my accent is, like, you can hear, but, like, that wasn't a good example, but now when I sing on my music, I can get to some levels of stuff that I would pay for, like, $1,000 to people to record for me, right? And they will get 50%. So start to think, like, some of you need to start singing on your own shit, because long run, it's better to practice and get better. I know that, like, maybe some comments gonna be like, oh, what the fuck is these vocals? But at the same time, I'm trying to develop that thing. And let me show you one of.
Make your music stand out, get more views, and way more engagement. Bring your music to life. Get Music Visualizer. In every format, even for social media. Get started today. The link is in the description.
Let me show you one of the tracks I made vocals for. I am very proud of these vocals that I made. And right after this, it's an unreleased track. Right after this, we'll go to every single time. But here is the reason why even someone with a shitty voice as me and has a shitty accent as me, that is very shy of his own voice, can make some good results for $0. Oh, and someone asked how you get good at singing. Just sing. Just sing and sing and sing. I'm shit, but you know, you just gotta sing, man. Even if you're bad. Yeah, so basically, like, again, I'm not a singer, I'm not a vocalist, but I think it sounds good enough to get in any label, because, you know, like, people ask me, vocal effects chain, it's just autotune, obviously, but I think that, you know, like, good compression, whatever, it's just about practicing, you know, like, it's really about practicing. I think that, like, the vocal effects chain is just some compression and autotune, there is nothing there but that. And let's see, tips for vocals. I try to weird, like lyrics wise, I try to weird about my life, my situations, like this period I made about a feeling I had at that moment. And I usually, when I weird stuff, it's by myself in like 2 a.m., 3 a.m, before I go to sleep, just getting something out of myself. And then I can, like, you know, rework it and re-record that, but it's just about the feeling that I have. And about, like, composition and stuff, when you listen to me, like, you should, guys, all of you should listen to more genres, because when I listen to a lot of genres, I get a lot of perspectives about music and a lot of ideas to how can I blend some of this melodic progress to this harmonic progress and put it in EDM. And that way, when I always listen to different stuff and different music, that way, I always have music in my head. I always have compositions and melodies in my head, like always, for years and years and years and years. I never stop having music in my head. And it takes years to get there, but like I said, It's all from experience. You want to sing, listen to music and sing along. What the fuck? You know, like I was always shy of that, but there is not a bad voice. If someone is singing, he's enjoying himself, and I appreciate that. And when it comes to pitch and stuff, the more you practice, the more you will get to the pitch you need. And we all have Melodyne, we all have Autotune, you know, like it's all good. Just do it. Just have fun and express yourself. How can you transfer emotions direct to the DAW? I don't know. Some people, when they get emotional, they think drums. Some people think lyrics. Some people think melodies. And sometimes, like, I sometimes can feel all three of these at the same time, and sometimes I can feel all of them separately. So, yeah, I think that it's just whatever you feel at the moment. How can you express, transfer emotions? If I'm angry, I will want to go for sound design. If I'm sad, I will want to go for melodies or lyrics. If I'm mad, I will want to go for drums because it's punchy and like it's like kicking something and punching something. So there is a lot to do with that area of inspiration and emotion. I will get there. Okay, I will go to every single time because I see a lot of people leaving and it's okay. I'm not getting offended. Everything is cool. But for those who stayed, this is the Every Single Time project. It's kind of bigger than the last one. There is a lot more going on in here, I guess. And that's like your favorite part. I will answer all the questions after. Like I just want to like show that. But please, we're gonna have a lot of time to answer all of your questions. Just keep them in mind, copy them, and paste them in like 20, 30 minutes when I finish with Every Single Time. But let me go for Every Single Time because I think I talked enough. All right, Every Single Time.
Every single time.
Every single time I look at you, I'm confounded with the truth. Every single time I look at you, I'm confounded with the truth. Every single time I look at you, I'm confounded with the truth. Every single time I look at you, I'm confounded with the truth. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time. Every single time I look at you, I'm confounded. Every single time. Every single time I look at you, every single.
And now we go for the spicy part.
Every single time. Every single time.
Nah, fuck that shit.
Every single time.
This is a fucking.
Okay, so after that it's just kind of a copy paste with different variations. But let me start because there's a lot to go for. So the intro, first of all, the whole track is based on the Every Single Time vocals, right? And let me show you originally how they sounded and how I made them be. Because a lot of times people tell me like, oh, like, I can't get vocalists, it's very expensive, and I can't get that because it's hard and that and that. But I took this vocal for free, like in Splice, 1 credit.
Every single time I look at you, I'm confounded with the truth.
Like, this is how raw it is.
Every single.
And I made a whole track based on that one sample, and that track got like million streams and played at every festival.
Every single time I look at you, I'm.
And that's just like how creative you can get with simple stuff. Like you don't have to sing. There is so many alternatives. Go pitch up stuff, tweak stuff. The processing on the vocals are just some autotune, some stereo stuff, our Vogues by Waves, some delay and reverb by Echo Boy, by Soundtoys, OTT, an EQ that woke some of the frequencies, Sound Goodizer because I have to, transit processor, some more delay, an EQ, and then, oh my god, there's a lot. Then another EQ, a de-esser, and limiter. There's a lot of stuff. There is an EQ and probably like bunch of shit that is not necessary. Like I used to EQ stuff and then cancel myself and then whatever it is. But now I try to EQ like I try to have like one EQ that fixes everything instead of having like there's like 7 of them now. So that's what I try to do right now. It's crazy how much emotion you manage to. I mean, I try to bring some emotion in my music, but the vocal is everything about that song. This is why it's the way it is, and it's just a splice sample, and it was used in so many songs, but my song used to go up with that. But yeah, I built everything in that song around that. I started with some chords. There's 3 layers. There is this pad. I did weird. So I think I started everything with this thing right here, like this one roll right here. Everything started with that. And then I got the vocal, and as soon as I had that lined up,
Every single time I look at you, I'm confounded.
I knew sometimes, like I say, you know, like sometimes you know when it's right. And I only make music when I feel that like, oop, that's it. You know, like I got a tune. As soon as I got 2 of these, like the bass line and the vocal, I knew that it's gonna be a track. And I knew it's gonna be okay because it's so catchy. Like try to like the last track, the I told you that was everything about this track. And this spot right here
Every single time.
is everything about this track. So always, oh, it's lagging a bit. Someone told me it's lagging a bit. Can you confirm me it's lagging so I can try to fix it? Can anyone tell me if it's still lagging, if it's okay before I continue? Should be good. Looks good in my setup. Is everything okay? Is it still lagging? I will wait a second for the comments and then I will continue. Let's see if it's lagging or not. I'm waiting for you guys to comment. As soon as I see a comment, it's okay. Okay, I'm fine. Let's go. So I started with this roll,
Every single time
and then I just started to add some ambient. So this pad,
I look at you, I'm confounded with.
this impact, and then some claps. There is a FX clap chord stuff, which is, it gives it a live feeling. It sounds like that. I think it's from a splice, you can go and grab it. And there is some Sultan claps in here as well, so they give all the punch and like the 2000 hertz. Oh, I know there is like some feedback. I'm trying to mute and unmute it all the time. I'm really trying my best, apologizing. It's 6:30 a.m. and I haven't slept for like 20 hours. And it was a very hard day for me because, like I said, my dog died a year ago and this shit is not easy, but I'm trying my best. Anyway, claps. Another thing I did is this vocal is very much like high frequency.
Every single time I look at you, I'm
So I tried to bring it another version of it that sounds like that.
confounded with.
Which a lot of it is the altar boy stuff, which it brings it down in the formants and the pitch, and it's a good. Don't worry, it's okay. Okay. So it brings it down in the format and the pitch. There is some drive going on, and the radiator, which gives it this very dirty kind of tape feeling, you know? Like here's the sound without it. Here's the sound with it. And like some of you that has like headphones can hear there's a difference. So I just completed some of the frequencies to made it bigger with editing a low version, because I think that like when you make intros you need to start from a part of the spectrum, the EQ spectrum, and then continue and expand it. The collapse brings the high, and then this brings the mid, like this low vocal brings the mid, and then the drops just covers everything, and that's how I approach some of the mixdowns. So yeah, we have this part. And then I have a big delay going here. And then the way I approached it, I just wanted to like have this roll here. Because I wanted to feel like hardstyle, saw, happy, whatever it is, melodic stuff. But also, again, every single time, the name of the track, the catchiness, I had to keep it. But I cannot have the lead, the arpeggiator, this one, I cannot have it going with the vocal because they will clash. So I put the every single time bit just in the beginning with some delay, and it sounds like that with the delay automation, you can see.
Every single time. Every single time.
And that way it does cover some of the EQ spectrum, but it's not like annoying the layer of the saw, which sounds like that. You can see, like, if I would have just the vocal with the arpeggiator, it would clash with each other. And I know that high frequencies don't clash like low frequencies, but it just doesn't sound good when there's too much of them. So try to take it easy. Then I just had some kicks going in here. The kick, there is this build up, like another tip I can give to make stuff faster. In build-ups and stuff, try to pre-make some FX and drum loops for yourself. You can use some ready ones, but you know, I made this by myself. It even called lazy build-up. Just in case I want to just keep going with something and there is a build-up to make, I just throw it on there. It's like bunch of effects, bunch of drums, bunch of EQing going on, and it just helps me to get everything very much like ready to go. And I don't spend time on finding effects, finding stuff. It's stuff that's just making everything quick. And definitely the vocal goes up in pitch here. And then what I do is I mute the vocal channel so there is no delay going to the pre-drop. And then I had a layer of the original vocal. And I had a layer of the vocal with BeatSpeak, which is kind of making your stuff 8-bitty, like it sounds like that. And it's just the same vocal. So I recommend trying to expand with like play with this BeatSpeak thing. I think it's pretty cheap, like $30, $40. I have it for years and years, but definitely made the pre-drop kind of different, dry. I wanted the dry feeling before the drop because the intro is so wet. I wanted like a complete transition from this to this. And then I had the drums that are doing like this thing. Oh shit. It's just a Sultan loop. Nothing special. And then the drop. Okay. It's all the same sound. Obviously, there's a bunch of them. I will play it by itself and then I will show some of the layering I had. And yeah, I hope everything is good. And let's go for the layers. This is the first layer I had. it's something I have for a while. I don't even know what it is, but I've been using it since like 2017, just tweaking it. And it's just, I think it's a virtual route thing. Oh, it's just a wavetable. I don't even know what it is. And again, it might even been a preset because of the name, but there is a T, so maybe I made it. I don't know. I think I made it. But the post-processing gives it some justice. This is the sound without it. This is the sound with the post-processing. I definitely took a lot of the modding out of that. There is some control when it comes to dynamics, release, distortion, EQing. Like I said many times, when I work on something, most of the times I do the same thing, like the same EQ, cancel my own EQs, bunch of stuff that's not necessary, but do whatever you need to do to make the sound good. Now I do way less EQs. I try to keep it at one EQ that does all the job right, instead of doing, look at this, like I'm telling you by my own mistakes, okay? There is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 EQs. I could use one, but I put 13, so that's a mistake I used to do. Like, this track is also like pretty old. It's from a year ago, kind of. But try to keep EQing and compression as minimal as you can, because like I used to do this mistake, and I'm telling you by my own experience, less is more when it comes to EQing and compressing. Trust me, please trust me. Don't do this waste of time, and it just makes everything sound not right. Like, one EQ, one compression, one OTT. I could finish all of it in like 5 VSTs, but I chose to use 13 EQs. So learn from my mistakes. This was the first layer. And then I had this layer, which brings, I think, some... Oh, it's the same bass, but with a different processing. As you can see, I took all the... Because the first one is very, like... very high. The second one completes... Oh, like, I like sometimes to mix my mid and my high differently, because that's why I can get stuff more direct and clean to what I want to hear. So this one is more for the mid. As you can see, I cancelled all of the highs and I took the lows out because there is the sub bass, which... So this one here is taking care of the highs, this one here is taking care of the mids, and this one here is taking care of the lows, like the sub. And together they're making this. Like, always get your spectrum, your audio spectrum covered. When I have a very like important part, like this is the main drop, right? I always try to make it like as clean as I can, because again, it's only one bass that does melody. I would rather to get one bass very clean and very like tight, instead of putting 100 basses and just having some weird time understanding how they speak with each other. Because even the melody here is pretty much speaking with each other. Like, you know, there is the whole call and response thing. I always do a call and a response, but they never try to. It just happens. It's music, you know, it's always like that. It's psychological, and we all do that. Am I always cutting the highs from most bass layers? No, I never cut the highs. It's just the mid version. I usually don't do this thing when I use the same bass twice. It's the same thing twice, just with different processing. I don't do this often. Just when I have one roll and I want to have it as clean as I can, I wanted to mix the highs and the mids and the lows differently. And it's good to always do that, honestly. Sometimes I just rather to let them blend together and naturally find like another thing. If you make something and you have a good source, good preset, good anything, good drums, try to keep it as less processing as you can. And if your sounds speak with each other, like find good sounds. find good sources. Try to make things speak with each other with the least of touching you can do. I used to be bad at it, but now, like, you know, the last project I showed had a lot of it. Like, I barely touched most of this stuff. And here, 13 EQs and 1 bass. Don't do that. So after this part, and you have to, like, the same thing I said last time. If you hear a drop and it sounds good without the drums, it's good. But it had, like, the drums have to sound good by themselves. So this part right here sounds good by itself, and the drums sound good by themselves too. And I will break down exactly what's going on in there in a second. So, kick, Sultan kick, clap, Sultan clap, a vocal that goes in every clap. Just gives a lot of, like, I don't know, just adds some frequencies, I guess, or some coolness. And the clap I made by myself. You know I made it when the name is like Shitty Clap. I usually have bad names to my stuff. And there is this vocal that do just, again, every single time I had the vocal, which was the track is all based on that every single time vocal. I had to keep the vocal even at the drop. So I found a way to just the vocal, some LFO going on. I put it very wet, so it's in the background. And it's actually not that wet, but it's pretty, like, you know, it's in the background. It's more stereo than it's really far from the main bass. And together they made a good blend, in my opinion. When there is these empty parts, they just fulfill it in a nice way. Then there is a ride, because again, like I say, drums, hi-hats, rides, crashes, they have such an important role in dubstep and anything with electronic music. Like, don't forget, this is where where all music came from, drums and guitars and that stuff. So always learn to appreciate everything. Like, for example, let's say this layer right here, right? That can be the electric guitar because it's high. This layer right here can't be a slap guitar. And this right here can be a bass guitar, right? Like, it's 3 different spectrums and you have guitars for the same reasons. There is a kick and a snare, which you have in guitar drum sets. There is hi-hats and more hats and a crash that you all have in a drum set. So always try to break down that EDM is still music. It still fulfill itself. So yeah. Do you sidechain your dynamic EQ rides on the click and clap? I do not sidechain my rides. I love how they punch them, and I just love the way it punches itself. I never sidechain my rides. I used to, but I'm not anymore. I think that it's necessary. You don't see sidechain in the drum set, right? So yeah. And my sidechain, by the way, if anyone wonders, I just used a volume automation. I always use a volume automation and just make a group, put everything in that group, and I use volume automation. That's all. That's how I sidechain my stuff. Let's see if the volumes are okay. Yeah, everything is good. So we have this part of the song, which I broke down everything in it. You can go after and watch it. There is these fillers like the drums. It's random stuff like these toms. I saved them from my track Sex I made a bunch of years ago. This is a Sultan sample that I had before the pack released, so I allowed myself to use that. Another Sultan, like, I had this thing where, like, I would not use much samples from packs, but when I get them before they release, I use them. Because, I don't know, maybe it's a psychological thing to not feel bad about using them, but again, I had fun. I had fun making it, and I didn't care about anything but just making the track sound good. And I don't think anyone cared about me having that thing, you know, like using a Sultan sound, you know, nobody cared. Nobody. Out of the million people that hear the track, nobody cared. And then there's another build-up.
No, fuck that.
And Okay, I will tell you how this became. I had the first drop, I was stuck. I'm always making heavy drops with melodic drops. And the way I liked, or maybe even like doing that is I'm in the toilet because, I'm a human being. And when I go to the toilet, I have a lot of time thinking. And I love voice recording myself, just singing like do 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 do, and just like doing some stuff that I think will work, and then trying to make it real. So I just had an idea for the drop, and like this exact section, I have a voice memo of me doing like everything, like even the fuck that, and that way I could really recreate. Like I had a voice memo of me singing the drop, and it was cringy as fuck, but I recreated it and. It's exactly like even the delay of every single time. Everything was in my head. So try to use a lot of your head. When you have an idea, you will forget it by the time you get to your dots. So try to use voice memo, whatever it is, to keep it, because a lot of my drops are made because of that. And the sound design here is pretty simple. There is the sub bass and just one bass layer. It's a preset from the Revolp Splice sound, but again, it's a lot of this is how it sounds without my post processing, and this is how it sounds with my post processing. Oh shit. So yeah, I rely a lot on post processing when it comes to bass sounds because I don't care much about the source I have, as long as it's not like distorted or very bad when it comes to the frequency range and stuff. That was a very not too much of a high end, not too much of a low end. I could play with it and frequency shift that and get some nice results, I will just go and switch presets, find one that fits the chain, keep it. And it's really the same. I think it's might be a very similar chain to the one I showed the last project. It's not the same one, but it definitely reminds me a lot of it. And the frequency shifter is doing a lot here, like everything here. Like, just look at what automation does.
No, fuck that.
Like, this is all the same sound. I didn't change any notes. It's just automation. So, and it's all random. Again, I come to this point every second, like, it's all random. I made something, accidentally switched my mouse and put this thing in here, and oh, it sounds good, I keep it. It's all very, very, like, randomness. Let yourself play. Let yourself experience that fun of just playing. Like, music for me, it's like a video game, right? I have fun doing that. I learn every time I open my DAW, I learn something. And it's just fun, man. You press a knob you never meant to press, and then you find your next 10 songs and you get signed, and then you make a lot of money, and then you have a wife and kids, and you live based off royalties from a song that you made when you was like 10 years old. But you listen to Wales in his fucking workshop, and he said to play with stuff, and you did play with stuff, and now you're fucking rich, and you're better than me, and all that stuff. I mean, like, so the bass sound is made of frequency shifter, vocodecs. I think these are the main elements in here. Kind of. This is the sound without it. This is the sound with it. Yeah. So I know I fuck up sometimes with the mic stuff. If there is any feedback, I apologize. I'm sure you can hear like everything, but I try my best. It's almost 7 a.m. Again, I haven't slept in a while. The comments. But you can recreate my Vocodec stuff. Here it is. Here's the settings. Screenshot that. Vocodex is for Ableton and for loops, like everything. You can recreate it. And are you sure that the frequency shifter automated processing sound is in key? YOLO. I do not care. I know theory, and I have perfect pitch. I do not care, man. I have fun. As long as the sub bass is okay, you should be good, right? I think that like if the sub bass is in key, you can go crazy with the basses. Like, feel free to do whatever you want, because I don't know. I really care more about the low frequencies in drops than the high, because it's, again, dubstep became out of that. So, I mean, I always stay in key, but when you change so many automations, the sub is the main bass, and that's why you call them basses, right? Even though most of them are like high range, like this one. But the sub is the one that leads the sound. So the high sounds that I use frequency shifter for, they sound like harmonies. And you know, harmonies can be anything. There is no range to use harmonies. So sub basses in key. Basses, I won't go too crazy, but I don't care if I frequency shift them and they're like getting some weird harmonies.
No, fuck that.
And again, like, obviously I do, like, if it's too weird, I change it a bit so it's more in key. But there is so many harmonies you can do with some keys that it's never a problem. You know, just take a few minutes and understand. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you, Liam. I appreciate the nice words. If anyone didn't see, there is a sample pack I made for you guys out of these two songs I'm breaking down. You can see this thing when I finish. Definitely, like, I think there is some interesting stuff, maybe some less interesting stuff, but that's life, right? I cannot just talk all like facts and true, and not everything in life is to the point. That's why, like, I do make music pretty fast, but sometimes when I just need to sit there and be like, what do I do? Maybe just stare at the DAW and just lose thinking for a second. It's important to never try to always be like focused and always be on it, you know? So yeah, this is exactly how I made. I think I didn't forget anything. Oh, there's this sound. Again, here's the original sound. But with frequency shifter, it sounds like this. I put it because it has more mid frequencies, and this bass is very high frequencies. So this is how it sounds without it. And this is how it sounds with it. It looks so small, it looks like it doesn't matter, but it does a lot. Like, again, in the drops, I try to always fool the frequency spectrum, because it's the peak of the drop, you know, like, you have to. Again, I will recommend your drops to look something like this. Let me draw it for you. It's gonna be weird, but let's say this here, 5, is mostly what we hear. That's like in your face frequency. This frequency right here, the 3000s, is probably the most annoying one, but we still need it, so we keep it cool. We need some high frequencies. 300 is mud. It's just mud. It's dirt. It's filth. We don't need it. And the sub bass. And another thing you can see, everything that I get like turned up, I get something else down, because with equalizers in the past, you would, like, when you would get something up, you would automatically get something down. If I would turn this up, I would automatically get this down. And it's something that really, like, makes sense, because if you take more of something, you need to take less of something, else it's gonna be very, very busy. So if you want to get more of the in-your-face frequencies, you need to get some of the baby frequencies down, right? To give some space. And the 300 hertz, like, when it comes to basses, I always get it down, because I know my drums, my snare and kick will hit in this range, and my sub bass will stay in the sub range, right? So this is how I will, like, you know, this is for the basses, not like, don't copy this EQ, right? I'm just trying to, like, kind of explain how I see nice mix downs. This is the important part for bass music. Highs are great. Harsh, very baby frequencies. Leave this space for the drums, cut it from your sub and for your basses, and this is all for the sub bass, baby. This is all for the sub bass. Do you do everything to your subs or just keep them instead of pitch bending. I don't do much to my subs. Like again, like right now, like the sub here is just, I think there is just a soundgoodizer and that's it. Let me check. There is 19. Yep. My sub right now here is just a soundgoodizer and this thing, and it's just, you know, just a sign. It's simple. But again, the range. If you fully your mids and fully your highs, your sub will sit right and not feel weak. You don't need to do much when it's just about fulling your equalizer range. That's why I have this for the mids, this for the highs. Oop. And I have the sub bass for the lows. And it's like 3 different things I worked on, you know. I could just take the sound and keep his like lows and stuff, but I do think that working on highs separately, mids separately, and lows separately is a good idea. You always need to treat them, you know, differently. Even I know that Noisia has like spatial equipment for each frequency range they work on, lows, mid, and high, and they even mix their songs separately on these frequencies. And we all know Noisia is amazing and so good when it comes to audio engineering. So it's the small things that you can take. You may not sit there and mix songs like that, but even like, you know, just splitting your equalizer range and working on some things separately, it's a good idea, because highs clash more, so they might need more compression. Mids need to be out, so they might need less compression. And low end, I don't think you should compress low end, like, at all. Maybe like some dynamic stuff, but it's like some guys are mostly creating harmonies to the higher range. Like this is the sub without it, and I will show exactly what Soundgoodizer does. This is the sub without it. This is the sub with it. You can see that it created a lot of new kind of frequencies, and it really boosted the nearest frequency to the sub. And for me, it's kind of like, it helps with just mod, but it's not compression. It's just dynamics, you know? It is dynamic compression, but like I said, I'm doing whatever sounds good. And I can really go deep and understand by myself what's going on, but it sounds good. It just sounds good. And it is a kind of old project. I do stuff pretty differently right now. I think I mentioned it with the EQs and stuff, but yeah. Okay, so with a nice 2 hours, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I just want to hear from you. Are you happy about the breakdown? I will show some more stuff, but are you happy right now? Like, we will get questions in a few minutes, but is everything okay? Are you all feeling okay? Can you hear me right? Can you see me right? Is everything okay? And you, Alex, I know you're watching. Is everything cool? Is there anything I need to do? Anything you guys want me to do? Let me know. By the time you read it, I will just show, like, again, it's a kind of a copy paste, and just I changed the melody of the drop right here. Nothing crazy. And again, here too, I really tried to take what I had and work with it, make it interesting, not put too many sounds, not put 100 songs. I will show you in a second an example of why I stopped putting few songs in one song. But yeah, it's pretty simple. And then I have this like very nice outro. I love doing nice outros.
Every single time.
Yeah, so I love giving this small touch at the end because I love outros a lot, but yeah. So everyone is happy with the breakdown. So right now we can move to the interesting part, which is me talking about a lot of psychology. And this is the interesting part because like you can go to YouTube and learn how to make this shit. Like seriously. But the knowledge I'm about to tell you, my experience, nobody will just go there and speak about that because it's private and I'm autistic. I do not know the line between private and not. Like I'm very straight. I cannot lie. Like seriously, I cannot lie ever in my entire life. So yeah, my girlfriend is behind me. It's 7 a.m. and she falls asleep. Oh no, she's awake. She's awake. But yeah, okay. I'm about to tell some truth. You know, I'm about to spill some tea. I'm about to tell some real shit, not the YouTube tutorial shit. I'm about to tell some truth. How do I make music quick? I realized at some point that I have a line between enjoying music and getting shit done. And I love some good quality stuff, but I need to get shit done because people, my fans expect it, my team expect it, and labels expect it, and you know, releasing music in general is very good. I released a lot of music, like more than most of artists. And I just realized at some point that I must love the idea I'm working on. As soon as I had these 2 channels, 2 of them,
Every single time I
swear to God, took me 2 hours to finish the track. I'm not even joking. Took me 2 hours without any breaks. The another 3 hours is just going back to it, like another like 6 hours, just going back to it and listening to it over and over again, fixing the mix down. With mix downs, what I like doing is like I mix everything at the same time I'm working on the track and master it. When I finish, I send it to feedback for some friends and like some other producers. Check it on my phone, like I said. And as soon as I do that, I just write all the notes down, and most of the time the notes are very similar. So I write all the notes down. Even you can go to a private SoundCloud link and even like exactly mark it the time and everything, and just comment to yourself what to fix and when, where. But I take care of the mix down later. But I had the track done in like 2 hours. When you get a good idea, you will finish the track very quick. And some ways to finish it is, like I said, build-ups. I know they're beautiful. Build-ups are so important, and some people do not understand how important build-up is for the drop. For the this is the connection, the only connection you have. Like most of us, let's be honest, we start from the intro or from the drop, and the only connection you have is the build-up. And it has to be good. It has to be. If not this build-up, this song will not do whatever it did. And yeah, like get some like for example, I know I love the Leviathan risers and downlifters, so I use them. You know, I don't take time going there and checking and stuff. I just use them. And I know that like I love the groove of the drums in here, so I use the pre-made build-ups I have, and I have a lot of them. Like when you're bored and you're not inspired, just sit there. Like there is so much stuff to do when you're not inspired to make music. Make sound design, make effects combined, try to frequency shift stuff, to pitch stuff. You will get some ideas that you can work on later, and this is a big important key. Like I might not ever be able to finish this track if the lazy build-up one did not allow me to just put it there and continue to the drop, right? So pre-game yourself, you know? Pre-game the production, like prepare for it, because when there is an idea, it's like fight. You need to hit it when it's hard, you know, like when it's hot you hit it. When you're inspired, like sometimes I make 10 tracks a week, 20, you know. Last month I made like 40 tracks. This month I made like 10. You know, sometimes I make more, sometimes I make less, but when I have a good idea, I do not do anything. I ran out of the shower, I ran out of my kitchen, I go here, nobody can talk to me. I'm just in my head, like idea. I'm voice memo recording it and just going in recreating it, not leaving the DAW until my idea is there. I was always facing this fear of like, I have an idea in my head, but I can't put it in my DAW. This is bullshit. If you will practice enough and keep every day doing more stuff, remaking songs, and learning your ways of getting shit done and how you can make stuff, you will be able to get any idea out of your head. And I also had this problem of like, I make all these ideas, but none of them sound like what it was in my head. It's only because, like, you know, everything is better in our imagination. But even if it's not exactly what you thought it will be, some of these ideas are golden and are really worth to work on. Like this every single time small beat that randomly came into my mind. You know, this random vocal I heard, random pitching I did, and random notes I put in here, and this track did great. You know, like the simplest music I ever made, like the simplest music I ever made is like my song We Are is like probably 700 million streams. There's 20 million on Spotify, 70 million on YouTube. It used in like bunch of big videos, and I made it when I was 15 years old. I was bored and I just made the drop and like it happened. So never give up on good ideas. If there is a good ideas, like We Are, the idea in my head was so much better, but I could not produce that well when I was 15, and it's okay. You gotta put stuff out. You gotta put these ideas out. My best music I made when I was a fucking baby, because it was the realest. I had the most balls to break the rules because I didn't care about them. I just wanted to make some ideas, and sometimes I made good stuff, sometimes I made bad stuff. If there is an idea in your head, if there is a lyrics you want to sing, if there is anything you want to produce, do it. Sing, make, produce, play, read. Even if it's not perfect, it's okay. It's life. Nothing is perfect. Like I'm sure that, you know, in my head, I was preparing for this masterclass a lot, and I did tests all day. I even switched an internet service just for that, and I really, like, you have no idea how hard I worked that everything will be okay, and I'm sure there were some fucks up. There is some audio issues. I'm sure some people got bored, and that's okay, because in life, you have to always want the best. But you need to understand that like expectations is an important thing. But just try to think like, will anything bad will get out of, if I make an idea in my head and it's not that good, I still release the track and everything. Is it gonna hurt me? I don't think so. If I make this masterclass and most of the people really enjoyed it, some people thought it wasn't good enough. Is it gonna hurt the other 98% that really enjoyed my masterclass? It's not gonna hurt anyone. And if anyone didn't enjoy this masterclass, I apologize. Maybe it's not, you know, maybe we're different and it's okay. It's beautiful. It's the beauty of life. And in my opinion, that's why never give up on your ideas. If you want to sing, open the fucking mic right now. Like, I don't care. Accent, shyness, can't find lyrics. Go and read a book and force yourself to make a song about that book, about a chapter, about a movie, about a YouTube video. Just rap random stuff, sing random stuff. Just try out to get this. If you're in this group, I have no idea if I don't even know if this masterclass costed anything, but I'm pretty sure all of you invested some money, which is a very, you know, I have a lot of value for money. And if you were about music enough to invest in it, I think you have this passion in your head and you have these ideas in your head and you want to get better at it. You want to get it out of your head. Do it. Never be shy. It's the beauty of getting better. Every day I learn something new. Anyone can change my perspective, and I get inspired by so many things. You know, like my favorite thing myself is to watch live streams and watch people talk, and you know, this is great. So finishing song in 5 hours. Okay, I think it's basic. Or maybe some of you are gonna be disappointed. If I have a good idea, I don't need to do more than just expanding it. I had this roll,
Every single time
I
and everything else is inspired by this. And the last track, I had the main do 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 do, and all the sounds in the song are made from this one sound. Find a key ingredient and use it, abuse it every single time, no problem. Each second of the song has this vocal, but in different variations. And as soon as you find the body of the song, everything else is just editing up. Like, I had the bass and the vocal. This is just harmonies, right? This is just some drums, arpeggiator of the same notes, right? The drop, same harmonies, And also, it's what worked for me with the every single time. It's all based on that one every single time thing. And the heavy thing as well. Like the rhythmic stuff is going with the every single time delay. As soon as I have a key ingredient, it's easier to finish stuff. That's why I only finish music I believe in. I do not waste time on making stuff that I'm okay with only because I have to, only because I have to make music, because it's my career, because whatever, I need to sacrifice to satisfy some people. I make it when I feel like making it. And when you tell yourself that I will only finish ideas I like, you make more ideas and you're more likely to make more ideas and better ideas if you will not just finish anything you start. And the good ideas that you will finish, you will want to finish because you will love them so much. And if you're having a hard time getting good ideas, get inspired. Go to Splice, listen to random sounds, try to play with random VSTs, try to buy some sample packs, try to watch some of all of you are doing something to get inspired. You, like 40 people watch me right now, it was like 80 in the beginning, another 1,000 is gonna watch me. You all are doing something to get inspired. I don't need to tell you how to get inspired. You're doing it. You're investing in yourself. And it's not the money, it's the time. I value time way more than I value money because I had to sacrifice a lot in my life. I had to sacrifice a lot of time in my life. I could not even grow up like a normal kid because I was touring since I was 15. I could not ever enjoy a lot of time with my family because I had to be in the US. Like and in Canada, in Europe, like you're investing time and it's important to keep investing time. I would rather all of you to waste time on making music and remaking stuff and making sounds than buying like new monitors and new keyboards or like whatever it is, like equipment. This is all bullshit. Your time is valued more than money. And honestly, like most of the times, I can't promise you anything, but most of the times when you value time more than money and you enjoy yourself and you're making stuff like creating music, making artwork, learning something new, you will earn more money than you will earn if you will just think about, oh, how can I make this song hit so I can make some money? Never in my entire life. And dude, I promise you, when I started to make money, my first songs, I made another 100 like them, and they were all shit. Because all I could think about is, oh, I'm making this song because the last one I made like it has made me money, right? This is not the right attitude. It has to be real, man. It has to be fucking real. And you know what's real. I know what's real. And the fans know what's real. We're all human beings. And trying to re-engineer and trick the system, I do not believe in that. I know that the industry has some dark sides. A lot. There is a lot of industry plans. A lot of people with connections. If some of you follow me for like bunch of years, and I know that some of you know me for like 6 years, since I was like 14 years old. I've never had anyone come to me and just build me like that. I was independent for 80% of my career. I do everything by myself. Even the artwork for this workshop, even like the setup for this, everything is me. Everything. I even make my own visuals when I play shows. I do everything by myself. And man, like I just care. Just like you cared to attend to this live stream, I cared to make it. And I know I'm getting to like a bunch of places because it's serious talk, but also it's like 7-11 a.m. and I'm awake for 20 hours and I hope I'm doing well, but again, you have to enjoy yourself. You have to enjoy yourself. There is money in this. When you say there is money in this, you mean music? Hillbilly Lo-Fi. I will wait you to... You can ask me any questions, by the way, guys. Like, there is 39 of you. You can ask me anything. Like, this is the time to ask me everything. I'm not going to sleep until you're done. Until you got everything. Like, I want you to get the value you deserve. So, there is money in this. I want to know what there is money in this means. Because if you want to talk about money, let's talk about money. I'm ready. I just need to know, like, give me the start spark for that and we'll talk about money.
Make your music stand out, get more views, and way more engagement. Bring your music to life. Get Music Visualizer. In every format, even for social media. Get started today. The link is in the description.
Let's see. I'm still waiting for the comments. There's like a 20-second delay or something. I just want to get some comments. If you want me to talk about money, I will talk about money. I'm not ashamed. You paid to hear from me and my stuff, and I'm here. You know, I'm not hiding anything. But it seems like you didn't even mean about that because, like, I don't know. Okay, there is questions and they're not about money. I'm glad. You all are real as fuck. Okay. How often you make the drop first? 50% of the time, I make the drop first. I make the lead first, like the bass noise first. I'm not always making the drop. I'm making the sound design first. And then when I have like an idea or like something to do, then I go to the drop. But yeah, I make sound design a lot. Who are your inspirations when it comes to dubstep? My first inspirations were Flux Pavilion, Boger, Skrillex. That's what I grew up on. Zed, the Porter album, all the classics, you know, like that kind of stuff. But I don't know, like I just flow with, when you make dubstep for 7-8 years, you have to like get with the sound. 2 years ago, bro step, now it's rhythm, future rhythm is coming. You always have to move on with the trend. And it's not for the fans, it's for you. Imagine making the same thing for 7 years. Terrible. Speaking of money, do you do audio consulting work outside of the Wales project? I do ghost production, EDM and not EDM. I do not really need, thanks God, I can leave off my royalties because I released like hundreds of songs, but I do not need to do much outside of Wales. But I'm passionate about music, so I do a lot of work outside of Wales, but not because I need the money, but because I enjoy doing stuff that is not just Wales, you know? But yeah, I'm taking a part of a bunch of projects. Like, I'm definitely ghost producing some people you guys like. Sorry, but yeah. I had a question. What's your favorite FL plugin? Probably the Parametric EQ2, you know, like such a fucking classic, so easy. I love this guy. I've been looking at this guy since I was like 8 years old, so that's my boy. If I can play any instruments, I mentioned before, if you just got into the stream, that I have Tourette's syndrome and I have problem with motorics, and now it's better, but I used to be like very bad, like this all the time. So I never was able to play instruments. I cannot. I don't have the motorics to do anything like that. But I can play instruments slowly, anything I touch. I can make music out of anything, you know, just because it's music. I feel it. I don't need to know the motorics to know how to play stuff. So I can play all instruments, just not with my hands like this, but with my mouse and keyboard, I guess. Let's talk about money. I will get to it in a second because there's a bunch of... Do you have any music habits you recommend? Music habits... I like listening to music that's not what I make because it inspires me to make stuff that's more spatial. What does it feel to play a show? Feels good. I love people that love me, and music means so much to me. When I can make people feel good with my music on stage, I love that. I always have the biggest energy. You can go to my shows and see how I move. I'm so passionate about that. I love that. Even though touring is hard and are hard, and it's so hard for me because I'm disabled. I'm autistic. I still tour. I had like 20 shows in like 2 months this year, and then Corona. But again, like it's worth it because I cannot. I'm addicted to pleasing people. I'm addicted to making people feel what I felt when I used to listen to music before I became big. I still listen to music and get the feelings that my millions of fans, millions of people that listen to my music, I don't care about this fan stuff, they just listen to my music. The same feeling they get, I get from music. When I make it, other people's music, I have value for making people feel the same way I feel about music. Let me answer the money question. Okay, so I came from a place that like, Israel, and my parents were not rich. And my mom is a single mom, and I love my dad, he's great. He's wealthier, but I grew up not having much. I had to work from a very young age, maybe not the physical work, but from the age of 8 to 11, I used to build sites for people, graphic and code and stuff. For 3 years, I would build sites in all these like weird forums, like the business forums or whatever it is. And I could not even speak the language on some of them. And I had fake profiles, fake everything, like just to charge people like $10 for doing others. Like someone else will take $300, I will take 10, just because nobody will take me seriously with an anonymous profile. And I could not just tell people, hey, I'm 8 years old and I'm gonna make you a site. But I was good enough for people to believe in me and hire me for $10. So I worked for 3 years just to make like enough money, like $1,000 or $2,000, to buy my first monitors, the Behringer 2030A, and they served me for a while until I started to make before I made money of music. I worked with shitty stuff like bad computer, 1 GB RAM, shit. Like I even my biggest songs, the songs that made me the most money, I made before I was making money. With these songs, I bought my equipment. It's crazy. It's funny, but it's true. So I was used to always find my way to make money. Even from the age 18 to 11, my parents told me, we will buy you your equipment for your bar mitzvah. For Jewish people, when you turn 13, you have this thing where. But I was like, I don't want to wait. I was 8 years old. I can't wait 5 years to get equipment. I will get it faster. So I worked for 3 years for hella cheap, hella hours, like every day, build sites and graphics for people, and they made enough to get it before my bar mitzvah. So is there money in music? Yes, there is a lot of money in everything in life. It depends how much you're ready to invest, how much you're ready to start from the bottom and grow from there. I always believe that anything can make money. And there is a lot of like things you can do in music. Like you can really do anything. There is so many, not even it's like there is so many subjects you can work. The business industry. If you love music and you're just not a good musician, be a manager, be an agent. Find your niche, find your thing. Like if you love music, it's already like something that Kenny Beats, I love watching his stream, say it. If you have this passion for music, you already like built, like you already have this direction. It doesn't matter if you're gonna be an audio engineer, a lyric writer, a composer. You know what you're gonna do. You just find your way, try new things, and you will eventually make money. Like I think like anything in life, if you work hard enough, you will make some money. Like period. And is it gonna be enough for you to survive? It can take years. I was lucky that I was young, and before I made money from music, I made music for like 7-8 years without getting a dime. I was lucky that I started when I was 8, so I didn't have to tour anything and get a day job, even though I did work at many things. But again, you will eventually start making some money. You cannot just stay in the same place. The fact you're like, because all of you are investing in yourself. When you invest in yourself, you will get your money back. All of you that paid like $5 to watch this masterclass, one day because of something I said, you're gonna make them back. Period. I don't care. I don't care. You're gonna make it. Even if you're gonna DJ a wedding, I don't know. You're gonna make it back. So yeah. Let's see. Do you more produce to play tracks in sets or play sets because you love producing? Oh, definitely. I love making music more than I like DJing and playing shows. I feel that like this attitude of like making music. I know some DJs that only made music to tour and stuff, and it ends up that they tour and have all this stuff, but there is no fan base, no communication, no connection. It's not real. You don't make music to make money and tour. You make music so you can build an audience that wants to see you because they're connected to you. And you have to be real, because when you only make it to benefit from them, they will know, and that's hurting people's feeling, and I cannot do that. I am grateful for my audience, if it's producer audience like you guys, and if it's like fan base audience that just listens to my stuff, I'm grateful. And I only play shows for these people that want to see me. I do not play shows because it's clout, because it's cool, because it's money. It's hard for me. It's not even worth the money for me to go and tour. I'm a sick person. Not like, crazy, but I have Tourette's. I'm disabled. I have chronic pain. I should not tour like that. But I do, because I care about my fan base to that point. Okay. Are we going to do a possible feedback stream with us? If Alex is okay with that, of course. I'm like, of course. That's awesome. Producing electronic music helped to get rid of your Tourette's. Music therapist will love to hearing your story. I had a lot of interviews in the past, like big stuff. And yeah, I was lecturing about that in universities, because apparently my story of overcoming my shitty life with music helped lots of people. And that's great. Aside from super heavy post-processing on patches, any recommendations for sound design? Use less channels. Get one good idea and fly with it. Give it sometimes, like, I can cook and put so many ingredients and really spend 12 hours cooking some shit. And I love cooking, by the way. That's one of my big habits. But then I can just eat a tomato and it will be so good that I will be like, why did I make a 12-hour dish from this one beautiful tomato when it's so good by itself? So try to go listen to Billie Eilish, go listen to pop music, 5 channels, and that's all that matters, because all of the 5 are perfect and good. And electronic music, you can go creative and go crazy and go deep and go expand stuff and still stay basic. There is 52 channels in here, and I promise you that everything that matters in that track is the every single time vocal. That's the only thing matters, and there is 52 channels in here. I don't know why. Probably just bullshit. I mean, it's not, but good ideas. Good ideas is my best tip I can give. Can we talk about the music business, how you handle your royalties and how you negotiate publishing with a label? Okay, so I have a manager. He handles all the publishing stuff and talking to labels and stuff. At some point you get a manager. For the longest time I didn't have a manager, and I did a lot of mistakes because, luckily I was independent. I never had to deal with any labels and stuff until I got management. But it's usually stuff that by the time you make money and you need to worry about publishing or royalties, you will have a team, don't get a team if you're not making money. That's weird. But if you're making money, you will definitely get a management and agency and, royalties. I have my distributor, which is Create Music Group. They're great. They're working with a lot of labels. They're also my publishing. There is my music right organization, which is ACUM. In the United States, it's ASCAP and BMI. This is for someone else. I will make it clear. I am a musician. I know a lot about the music business industry, but I'm a musician. And it's important to never take the role of my own manager and a musician. I managed myself before I had a manager, but as soon as it got serious enough, I got a team. because it worth the 20%. You know, like I will not be able to manage all the stuff that's been going on with my career if not some people that learn the law, know what to do. If it wasn't for my accountants, people that help me to, I don't like, they can charge, they can take percentage, but get help from people that know better about you than the business industry, because we're musicians, most of us. And the business music questions, I can answer you everything, but it would fit more someone that is working as a manager or a accountant or a lawyer, because they know more about me. I use them to be good at the business side, right? So, yeah, I would love to answer this question, but I'm afraid I cannot give you the exact good information. So just wait for like a workshop from someone that's is like his thing. And that's it. Is there any more questions? I'm still here. There is 36 people. I appreciate all of you for staying here. Like 7:30 in the morning. I cannot feel my legs. I cannot feel my butt. It's weird. My body is weird, but I will stay here as long as you need to. And if it's okay and you know you had enough, I will gladly go to sleep, but I just need to know you all are happy. You know? Like the 36 people in here. Any questions, anything? So ideally, when your music gets to where it's considered professional, you will start building a team. Yes, sir. Don't worry. As soon as it will be there, you will have a team. They will come to you. Never rush for a team. When it will make money, and when managers know that, they will recognize when it's happening. They will take you on. Everything will be great. Do you do private tutoring or lessons? I'm not doing any tutoring or lessons, but again, if Alex has any ideas, feedback streams or anything, you have a great community. If there's anything more I can do with you guys, I would gladly do that. I'm just like, you know, I never got too involved with this side because I want to stream when people, I would rather to have 33 of you that care about what I say than have, like, if I would go live right now on my pages, I would have like 400, 300 people watching me live, right? But none of them will care about what I say, about my knowledge. They will care about, oh, Wales is live. You guys care. You want to learn the real shit from me. You want to learn about my music, about my everything. So, you know, that's why I'm doing this in a private group and with your community, because I see how much all of you are great and working hard and investing in something you like, which is, I did the same thing. I invested in music. Maybe I didn't have money to invest, but I invested all of my childhood, all of my life to this. Like, I sacrificed everything. I never even had too many friends, you know. I have the same best friend for like 12 years. And we made tour music. Thank you so much for your comments. Like, you make me so happy. I want to ask one of the winners of Disciple contest, what do you think should be my next move? Honestly, keep releasing music. Keep entertaining the new followers you got. Like, every time I have like an EP and stuff, I always think about what I do next. If it's like a Q&A, like, try to get personal with them. You need to get them used to see your name, and they will stay with you, some of them. And don't forget that even if you got like 10 new followers, it's, even if 5 with them are hard eye and 2 of them really fuck with you, it's another 2 people that will send your music to their friends, that will send your music to their friends, that will play your music in a car, that will buy your merch. Anytime you release a song, anytime you win something, get shared by someone, you earn. Don't look at social media numbers. Don't look at stats and plays. And I got a lot of them. I got more Spotify streams than most people in dubstep. Seriously, I got like 1.5 million streams a month on Spotify and like 420 monthly listeners. I do not care. I really could care less. I care about the people that care about me. Care about what I do, my brand, my opinions. You know, the people that care about me. And I never get sad when a song doesn't do well, because the people that care about me, if they enjoyed it, that's all you need, man. So, Reinhardt, please keep releasing music. Even if you got like 200 views and the remix had like 20K, know that these 200 Next time will be 300, and next time will be 500. They will bring more. When 10 people dance at a festival, 10,000 will join them, because everyone, it's the, we are coming from the sheep and stuff, and everyone always follow what's popping, right? And even if it seems like, oh, I only have like 100 followers and only 50 of them are really fucking with me, these 50 people will bring another 50,000. So release music. Satisfy the new people that follow you. You need to give them a reason to stay with you. Thank you, Broke, so much. Thank you, guys, for staying here. I know it's like long and late, and some of you are gonna watch it later, but I just like, if there's any last questions before I go to sleep, and it's like, man, I've been awake for like 22 hours right now. All good. I'm glad for you. I appreciate you guys so much. Like, seriously, I cannot describe. Like, if any of you got some knowledge, some inspiration, if any of you gonna go to Iran, make something when I'm done. I'm in Israel, you're in the United States, you're in Australia, you're in Europe, you're in Asia. If any of you got something out of it, like, God, it made me so happy. Like, you don't have to tell me, like, but if any of you took anything from it, from me sitting here for 2 hours and a half and talking, I know I was supposed to do 1 hour and a half, but I don't care. If I could give you some value, guys, seriously, it means so much to me. That's all. And I see that like more people going out every second. So if there is any last questions, anything to say, again, you can message me always on my Facebook. If there's anything, I will try my hardest to answer you. I'm busy. I'm also working on my mental health, like all of you, trying to stay sane, but I will do all I can to help you always, like always, anything I can. And thank you to the DeFire family, obviously, for giving me this space. And I know there is some fans of mine, there are some people that just discovered me. I'm glad that there is a bit of everything. Thank you, Alex. I'm appreciating this stage. Okay, so it seems like there is no questions. I will give it like a minute. Like, ask me anything. Seriously, before I go, ask me anything. I want to see some, like, one last question by someone. Thank you so much. And like, dude, I love Denver. I played in Colorado like 4 times this year, like in 2 months. Crazy. I love Denver and Colorado so much. Thank you, Miko. Thank you, guys. Really, thank you so much. Really. Is there a good time like to consider submitting a remix for official release? Not really. If you submit something to a label, even if they're not planning to do something, if it will be good enough, they will definitely release it. Like, even if it's like, I know some people that sent some bootlegs and it got released 2 years after, just because they had like a remix pack and got it there. So always send your music. Don't wait. Just send it to the labels, to the artists. Let them hear. I always listen to what people make with my stuff. Always. It's important to me. Take care. Workshop really made my week so much better. Thank you so much, Randy. Like, this comment made my week better. What do you personally do when you get weirdest blocks? Aren't feeling creative? I tell you what, I will finish with that because this is important. This year was hard for me because I pushed myself way above my limits. So I had a pretty hard last year, and mentally I was running away. I moved from Israel to the United States. I started the big tour, and I was working too much. I was putting so much on myself. Every responsibility I could take just to distract myself. And distractions are okay. We distract ourselves with this live stream, with music production, but know the line between making music and like, there is not such a thing as weirder blocks. You make music when you need to make music. If you doesn't have any ideas, your brain didn't process enough to make it. Try to see a movie, read a book, see a masterclass, do anything just to get inspired. And something will inspire you, like playing with VSTs. There is so many things to do. It's all about if you wanna spend the time. But You know, I used to think that there is no such a thing that, like, you know, I have to break, and even if I have a weirder blocks, I have to keep poking and I have to keep doing it, I have to keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it. No. Recently, like 4 months ago, I saw a movie for the first time in like 4 years. 3 months ago, I started to play a video game for the first time in 6 years. I never had it. I would laugh at people who play video games. And my life got so much better. Like, my therapist told me, play video games, watch movies, do something that's not music, you're crazy. And that saved me. That saved my life. That saved my life. Honestly, I think that, yeah, there is not such a thing as further blocks. When you need to make music and you have a good idea, you will finish it like that. Even if it takes you 2 months. Like, seriously. Really, like, and I don't know if you covered it, but how the fuck you produce so much music? Again, good ideas. It's the same thing with radio blocks. Good ideas, not forcing yourself. Give some space for yourself. Don't do my mistakes. I got very, very bad this year, and I'm much better now. But know that there is, you know, like, before I started the live stream, my girlfriend asked me, you want me to go sleep in the couch? You want me to go to the living room? I was like, no, stay here. She was like, what if I'm gonna move when I sleep? I was like, I'm a human being. It's okay. You know, like, they need to know I am a person. I have a girlfriend behind me, and I have a trash can I need to take out, and I have family, and I have everything just like you guys. And I'm here because I just kept being consistent about music, and I love it, and I'm passionate about it, and obviously there is luck in everything in life, but, you know, I just feel that, like, this is a proof all of you can make it. All of you can go high and really make it. Even if making it is just having fun. So just have fun, you know? So, yeah, we're all human beings, and it's natural to have a girlfriend, it's natural to have breakdowns. It's natural to have writer's blocks. It's natural to not be inspired, but it's life. And life moves on, and you will get out of the writer's blocks. You will get out of the depression. You will get out of your anxiety. You will be okay. My life changed so much. Like, I can show you pictures of me. Let me show you pictures of me. I was 15 years old when this picture was taken. Let me go down in here. I was 15 years old, playing in Paris, and I thought I knew everything about life, and I thought I knew everything about music. But everything changed. Like, look at the time lapse, look how I change. Look how life changes, you know? Everything changes. Here is me and the weight loss I had, you know, it's cool, but look how everything changes. Look how different I look. Look, my hair is big here and there. Look at, but here's me, 15 years old in Paris. Look at that. But one thing stayed everywhere in here, and it's music. It's not marketing. It's music. It's all music. The only thing I kept with me is music. I might kept some of the anxiety, I might kept some of the depression, I might kept some of my food habits, you know, but music is the thing that I'm really glad I kept music, because that's the thing that keeps me sane. You know, that's the only thing I feel that I have love in my life. I have an amazing partner. I have an amazing family and amazing friends and amazing people like you guys that appreciate me. But none of it will happen without music, because that's the thing that saved me. That's the thing that connects all of us. Everything in my life has something to do with music. And yeah, I think that's it for today, honestly. You know, finished in that note that there's one thing that will stay, even if you're big and blowing up, even if you will never make a dime out of it, it's music. And as long as you're enjoying it and having a good time and loving it, it's all. Like, trust me, I will not make a dime in my life. Even if I will be like broke or rich, I will keep making music. Yeah. Remember the times where internet wasn't a thing. People just created. Most of them never got famous. Some of the people that got famous died and never got to experience any of that, you know? So, just have fun. I learned it on my skin to just have fun. I don't know if any of you had this feeling, but every time I sit on my computer, I remember the picture of myself when I got back from school and everyone bullied me and I was fucking broke and everything was shit. Crap. I was so sick. Everything was bad. And I knew I'm gonna die. Like, doctors told me I'm gonna die. And I will go to hospitals all the time. And I will always have the same image of me coming to my room, closing my door, crying my ass, and making music. Same room. I might have like changed everything and I have a studio right now, but it's the same room. And you know, everything changed, but music is here, and that's the thing that's helped me the most. Let music help you. Let music help you. You'll be surprised. All right. Okay. All of you are great. I hope I answered everything I can. I know, like, by the way, I know I'm looking bad. I really tried to get a haircut, but because of COVID, I could not get a haircut. I know I'm not shaved and it's ugly. I'm sorry. I really I had an appointment, and I promised to God I had an appointment. I wanted to look better, but I hope that you could get some value, whoever is watching or gonna watch it or anything like that. But hope you got some value, guys. Go be yourself. If you want to make music right now, go make music. Don't feel like because of you watched this masterclass you need to make music, but you know, if you want to just go chill, go chill. Go enjoy your life, and let's be all thankful that we have each other and we have music, because just like I helped you, seeing you enjoying that helped me. Just like it helped you. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Alex, for the opportunity. The Voltifier family. Thank you for watching me, or anyone that's gonna watch it. I appreciate you. It's almost 8 a.m., but it's all good. I'm gonna take a shower. I'm going to bed. Everything is okay. You know, I might have some pain right now. I might be tired, but it's all good. It's life. Thank you so much. I will finish it here, but again, if anyone wanna send me anything, of course. If there is any opportunities for the feedback streams, Alex, tell me more about that. I would love to do that. Anything I can help, guys. And yeah, I hope the stream was good, the quality was good. I hope to see you again, and stay in touch. You know, like, I appreciate all of you, and I got nothing but love for you guys. And I wish the best of luck and health, and mental health, and be happy. It's a hard time right now with COVID and everything going on. Like, seriously, it's crazy. But we could have a moment, we could have like almost 3 hours and not think about any of that because of music. That's why I love music. I didn't care about my dog dying. I didn't care about anything. I didn't care about the pain, the work I have to do tomorrow, the fact that I will have like 2 hours of sleep. I didn't care. I cared about music and about you guys. And if this isn't a proof, music is a fucking medicine and a cure. Like, I started this masterclass not feeling well, stomach pains. I could not even breathe because I had some, like, I was feeling not good, and I'm great now. And it's only because of the energy music gave all of us. So thank you. And I will see you soon. Much love, guys.